Hi, today I'm going to paint this rock while I tell you what Pet Your Cat Every Day means. So I've had a newsletter I send out every Saturday for many years now, which there'll be a link below if you want to sign up for the newsletter. But for many years I've ended it with Pet Your Cats Every Day, and someone asked me what that meant, and I don't think I gave them a very good answer. Maybe I hadn't really thought about how to explain that. So to me, when I say pet your cats every day, I mean give your cat some attention every day. So some people get a cat and then they think, this cat wants nothing to do with me. It's just so independent. Now, some cats can be like that. But if you don't spend time with the cat, it's probably not going to want to spend time with you. Although there are some super friendly cats where it's just natural for them to want to be around humans. So when I say pet your cats every day, that just means showing them some love. And if you have a cat that doesn't want love, it means just giving them some time where you talk to them or try to pet them. Like with the outdoor cats, they usually show up feral and don't want any human attention. But if you just talk to them with enough time, they usually come around. But this can take years. So that's not really petting them every day, but it's still showing them some love, and they know that someone's caring for them. Hopefully they can sense that, and over time they build trust. But with indoor cats, like, I'm trying to encourage people to not treat them like a accessory, like they're just not like a lamp in the background of your life. They're a living creature that needs some attention. So when I say pet your cat every day, that's all I mean, is to show your cat love. The cats should not be neglected. Even when you're busy, you should try to spend at least a few minutes every day with your cat. This goes beyond like giving them food and water every day, which everyone should be doing. Like try to play with your cat or talk to the cat, or some cats like to be held. And if your cat isn't showing signs of wanting to be social with you, just go to whatever room they're in, and like don't try to force pet them if they don't like it, and don't wake up cats to pet them. Like they're sleeping, let them sleep, but when they're awake you can just sit in the same room and just talk to them and maybe give them a treat, and maybe then they'll become interested in you, because it's so nice when you earn a cat's trust. Now for today's rock, I'm just doing like a simple purple design. Like purple is my favorite color. And then I'll get the rock done faster because I'm also talking at the same time. So I'm just keeping this one simple. Just doing some purples with whites. And there's no cats in here with me right now. There's plenty of places they could be sitting. This is the room that has the cat shelves, like along the top of the room. But it's in the afternoon, so they're sleeping other places. But sometimes they do sleep in here. And this window seat is a favorite. We have another window seat in the other window, which you cannot see in the window, or from here, I mean. So I would love to hear more about your cats. If you can just leave me a comment if you had a story of a cat where you had to earn its trust, especially like an indoor cat. I think it's pretty common for outdoor cats to be more challenging. I'll tell you the story about Violet. So she had kittens in my yard. This was in 2017. No, 2014. She was the first time there was kittens in my yard. And she was an abandoned house cat. So I got this story after she had kittens, and I wasn't sure if we should take her in, who she belonged to, where she came from. After talking to enough people, I found out that she was most likely abandoned by college students that were renting down the street. When I say down the street, it's like 3 houses away, but across a street. And the people that had moved in were allergic to cats, didn't care about cats, were not helping the kittens, were not feeding them, and were fine with me being their rescuer. So that's what we did. But Violet was very timid and shy and scared. Like, she definitely, whatever socialization she had, she definitely regressed being outside on her own. But we fed the kittens and brought them inside and found homes for them. And then I kind of failed at finding homes for Jake and Elwood, so they just stayed with us because I got attached the longer it took trying to find a home. Those are the orange twins. So with Violet, like, she didn't really want anything to do with us. Like, she was unfriendly, like in the same way like a feral cat was unfriendly. Like, she wasn't hissing at us. She would mostly just avoid us and be on her own. So with her, what I started doing was just petting her occasionally. This would be like when she would walk by me, I would just put my hand down and pet her, or sometimes I would sit on the floor and just wait for her to walk by, like kind of in the hallway. Like, if she was going by, she had to get kind of close to me and pet her. And this went on for a while. And after about 6 months, I got to hear her purr for the first time, and that sure was rewarding. And now she's still the type of cat where if someone comes over, she is definitely hiding. But she's really nice with me, and it's because I spent time with her. Like, I tried to pet her every day, and now I do pet her every day. So I hope that you're petting your cats every day. And I hope your friends are too. Like, if someone thinks their cat's just so unfriendly and is never going to come around, they probably aren't spending time with it. And another thing you can do is, if one family member is favored more than the others, it's usually the person who's feeding them the most and showing them the most attention and care. Like, cats are smart and they know things. Like, I went on vacation last year without my husband. I came back and Charlotte was his favorite. I mean, Charlotte started to favor him over me, because for those 5 days I was gone, he was the one caring for her, and she likes to be petted, so she was going up to him seeking attention because he was the only one here to pet her. So that's something you can do. So you can have someone who really wants to be the one the cat likes. They can try to be the one giving it more attention and doing the routine things with it, like feeding the cat. And like I said earlier, some cats are just more naturally friendly. But sometimes if we just work with a cat for a while, they will come around. And I think I have this pretty well done. I'm going to let this dry and then put a cat on it. I try to make sure all the little holes get filled in. See, now that's like way darker. Mixing some white. Like, sometimes the rocks are not entirely smooth. And these rocks, we just bought them at the landscaping store. Like, we didn't go outside and get them. In some places, like, you're not allowed to take rocks out of the park or off the beach. So make sure you know the rules if you're looking to paint some rocks. Okay, and I do have the newsletter. I mentioned that in the beginning. That gets sent out every Caturday, which, you know, Saturday's Caturday for cats. And I usually just have notification of the new videos or new blog post or a little story that's only in the newsletter. So if you're interested in that, there'll be a link below. Currently, the free thing you get for that is tips for living with cats. That's like a 3-day free series. But after you go through that 3-day series, you'll be added to the Caturday newsletter list. And every Saturday, you will get an email from me. This paint dries kind of fast. It's also kind of warm in here, so I'm just going to put a white cat on this to see how it looks. So far on the rocks I've done, I don't think I've done a white cat. So sometimes the cats get really big because maybe I should be using a smaller brush. I try to get their ears to be symmetrical. So sometimes that makes them quite large, but that's okay. And that purple might not be dry enough underneath, but that's okay too. It's all right if the cat looks a little purple. So you might notice back here is a new painting. That is not one of my paintings. It's done by Natalie Walser. I'll put a link to her website below. But I was at a art fair recently, and that painting caught my attention. So I bought a print of it. As you can see, there's lots of cats on it. Here, you can see it better. When I first saw it, I felt a little bit sad, and my nieces reminded me if art makes you feel something, that's a good sign that you like it and that you get it. So I bought it. So it made me feel sad because there's just so many outdoor cats, and you wonder if they're being neglected. But they could all be fixed and be completely happy cats. So I'll just choose to think the happy version of that story. And you might see this here. This is a blank postcard that I will paint. My birthday was recently, so I've been painting thank you cards for the people who gave me gifts. After I paint this rock, I am going to paint a card. The card takes a little bit more attention, so I might just try a time lapse of that. And you can watch that if you would like to. I appreciate anyone who likes and subscribes and shares my videos. And this is almost done. Now I kind of like it with the purple coming through. Let me get a little more white on there. So I wasn't going to paint the card today, but I got out too much paint and I don't like wasting paint. So I will just paint the card. And let's see, should we put a tail on this one? I think we will. And then these rocks that I paint, I'm going to take them to the park and hide them. And then someone will find them. Like when I say hide, like not difficult to find, like put them on a stump or something where people can find them and get a little joy to their day. And thank you again for watching. I appreciate the support, and please remember to pet your cat every day. There we go. That looks good. Please subscribe and share. Missed a little back here. This rock was an unusual size since it wasn't as flat as some of the other rocks I've done.